I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hello everyone, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I Am Gaming Podcast. This is a podcast about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, gaming nostalgia, and many more things I find to be in the same realm of creative and business ventures. Like always, enormous thanks to all of my Patreon supporters. Please check out all of their cool ventures, games, YouTube channel, Twitch streams, and everything else. In the description below, there is a bunch of links, and each of them takes you to a really cool venture. Those are my patrons. Thanks again for supporting I Am Gaming Podcast. If you too want to consider pitching in a buck or two, please check out my Patreon page. This is episode 76, and it's going to be a more of an introspective episode with a really clear advice for everyone who is in a similar position. Now, what is this position? Well, April for me was so far, and will continue likely to be, a pretty slow month. I talked about that in the previous episodes. I took a pause from promoting my books on Amazon just to see how well do they perform on an organic basis, and the answer is they're performing terribly. However, I'm sticking with that experiment. I'm going to take the entire April without any sort of promotional effort and just to see how things are going. So far they're going badly, but again, at least I'm sticking with the plan and not promoting anything. Also, other ventures are kind of slowing down. Hopefully that's only temporary, but I have a bit more free time on my hand, and as I talked about it in previous episodes, I started drawing again, but also I started doing something that I'm always doing, but I figured out a tiny bit about that process, and that's a process of choosing to watch movies over TV shows. Now, like everyone else, I'm guessing, on the planet, or almost everyone else, I'm on streaming services, in my case Netflix, which offers you an insane amount of content, especially when it comes to TV shows. And the modern culture, the modern environment is that we often, for whatever reason, choose to watch TV shows. Even the phenomenon of binging is something that helped create Netflix as a phenomenon in itself and a hugely successful company. That's well and completely understandable. TV shows offer a lot of content. We usually don't have a lot of time to spend it on the same content, so we take TV shows. Also, they provide some kind of continuity. They provide a lot of versatility in terms of what you want to see, and they're easily accessible. However, I figured out that in my downtime, when I want to spend some time just not doing anything, enjoying some kind of art, it's better to choose sometimes, I'm not saying always, movies over TV shows. Because I got that sense a while back ago that TV shows, even when they're well made, present a more of a commercial product concept than a purely artistic concept with some ideas and artistic visions that they provide to their viewers. Movies, even bad movies, by default have a finalized nature about them. They provide a set of ideas, a set of concepts, a set of imagery, a set of emotions that is a single package. Of course, movies can have subsequent sequels and everything else, but they are still a single, unified, solidified space. And that is a pretty cool space when you're exploring things you want to do, when you just want to relax and let your brain catch a breather. In comparison, TV shows are a finalized product when they are cancelled. Usually, a vast majority of TV shows wants to keep hold of their viewership as long as possible, continue creating content, continue pushing out episodes, and continue having your audience watch the same episodes. When they fail, the process ends. Very rarely TV shows get a complete thought before pre-processed ending when they are a single unified entity from 2, 3, or however seasons. Usually that doesn't happen. Instead, TV shows aim most of them to air endlessly, and when that fails eventually, they stop. So that's not bad in itself, that's just the nature of TV shows. Again, not all of them. But when you're in a position like I'm currently, basically you're exploring ideas, thinking about things, thinking about stuff you want to create, thinking about things that you'll do when you start getting back at it. In my case, it will be May, where I'm taking on some new project. Movies might be a better option, because even when you don't like them, even when they end up being bad for whatever reason in your mind, you still get something. You get a unified concept that you enjoy, more or less, and which ends. And that experience is there. Too often we start a TV show, watch a few episodes, decide that it's bad, and then drop it altogether. That's okay, but when it comes to movies, most likely you'll finish that movie, even if it takes you 2 sittings. That's the average length of an average TV show, around 50 minutes. 2 hours is basically most movies. Even in 2 or even 3 sittings, you'll finish that movie. It will present you with some kind of emotional experience, some kind of set of ideas. Anything else that you get from it will be a unified entity. And that's pretty valuable when you're allowing your mind to wander, allowing it to soak up ideas and to churn out new ideas. I believe that in that space, in that process, movies might be a better option than TV shows. So that would be my kind of advice or idea that I want to present to you in the future weeks, months, years. When you're browsing your streaming service, have no clue what to watch, choose a movie over a TV show once in a while. Risk with it. Maybe it will be great, maybe it won't. Most will be average, like everything else. But at least you'll have that unified thing that could help you in your later thought processes, brainstorming sessions, and everything else that you otherwise use in your everyday life and your creative endeavors. Thank you so much for watching this introspective episode 76. Hopefully you found it interesting. I would love to hear from you, so leave a comment in the description below. Like always, check out all of my patrons and their links in the description below. If you're a first time viewer, please subscribe or leave a like, and I'll see you on episode 77. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye bye.